What you don't know about Beretta pistols. Greetings, friends. A short time ago, one of our users was asking us about features that are unique to Beretta pistols. You know that Beretta is a very well-known brand. Today, it might not be the best-selling since striker-fired pistols like Glock and others that look like them have surpassed them in sales for many years now. However, Berettas are still pistols that are highly loved for all the good things they bring. We're going to be talking about that today. And to start, I could tell you that it's the oldest firearms factory in the world. And exactly in 1526, 500 years ago, we are in July of 2026. 500 years of manufacturing, 500 years of experience in firearms, and it shows in the models, in the designs, and the materials of Beretta pistols. Let's get to it. First, we're going to talk about a few models I have here. And we're going to start, of course, with the classic, the 92, the 92FS. This is the 92FSC, and the C is for compact model. It's the most classic pistol. I think it's an icon when it comes to handguns. This Beretta, because it was the service weapon of the United States military until recently when it was replaced by the Sig Sauer that we already know, right? The M17. All the features that are based on the Beretta are thinking precisely of this classic model. However, there are other Beretta models that have brought some differences. One of these is the 9000S. And it's the only Beretta, at least that I know of, that has a tilting barrel. Not all Berettas do that. The classic model, you see that the barrel is straight and stays fixed there. Perpendicular, totally horizontal, or rather parallel to the frame. It's the first with a tilting barrel. Here we have a 21A, which is a little pocket pistol. Some of you may have seen it on my channel too. This is a tip-up barrel that opens upward, right? But it's also a fixed barrel. When it's in use, when it's fired, well, the barrel doesn't drop. It stays parallel here too to the slide. And here I have a NEOS model, NEOS .22 caliber. You can see this is a target pistol, fixed barrel. Likewise, in usually .22 caliber pistols have a fixed barrel, and the Beretta NEOS is no exception to the rule. And here I have a Taurus brand pistol, but I'll talk about this one at the end in the last part of the video. Let's talk first about the design and aesthetics of Beretta pistols. Something that is a very distinctive signature of these pistols is the open slide with this cut, okay, which exposes a large part of the barrel. We see it in almost all of its models, in the legendary 92, in the 21A that I have here, in many other Berettas too, including this one, which has a tilting barrel. It also has that cut. That helps make the weight of the gun lighter, because this one feels very well balanced, and it also helps with the extraction of the cartridge, of the casing from the chamber when the slide travels back, right? It helps, well, with extraction because it has more space up here, a feature of many Berettas. Another feature of all Beretta models is the design, the very fluid lines that you see on these pistols. Look at this slide, for example. I don't know if you can see it in the video there. Okay, the top of the slide is rounded. Look at the cut on the sides too, which is wavy. The edges are not sharp. It's a pistol that is very comfortable to handle, and you feel the elegance, let's say, that these Beretta pistols present, even in the pocket one like this, right? You feel the same thing too. That cut on top of the slide and the rounded edges as well. The other one I have here, the 9000S, notice that it has the same type of cuts too. A typical, very Italian design. Another thing about these Berettas is the reliability, the dependability is very good. I would say extreme reliability. These are pistols that, as long as the ammunition is of good quality too, they don't fail. They simply don't fail. Double action, single action. All of these Berettas, with the exception of this Target one, which is striker fired, right? This is in a class of its own because it's for sport, but all of these Berettas are double action, single action. What that means is that the user carries their firearm with a round in the chamber, and the first shot, well, the hammer travels all the way back before striking. For the following shots, the hammer is already in single action, and the trigger, well, when you press the trigger, it's a single trip forward and it stays in single action again. Ambidextrous manual safety. All of these pistols, with the exception of this tiny 21A, which has a safety only on the left side to be operated with the thumb back here, right? It's the only one, but all of these Berettas come with a manual safety on both sides. You apply it, whether you're left or right-handed, apply your safety. This 92 FSC, you can even switch the magazine release button to the other side for left-handed users. And the safety, well, it also applies, all right, on both sides. In addition, these safeties also function as a decocker. When we press the safety here, well, it's so the hammer drops safely. I mean, safely, there's no fear that it's going to strike the firing pin. Because when you press the safety, well, there's something that blocks the hammer. It doesn't let the hammer strike the firing pin. That's also a feature of Beretta pistols. Another feature of Beretta pistols is that the frame utilizes aluminum a lot, aerospace grade aluminum, and that also helps lighten the weight of the pistol. However, the slide and barrels are made of steel. That's why this pistol also feels so well balanced. The same goes for this 21A, which is a pocket pistol. The frame, the aluminum frame, steel slide and barrel. The Target one I have here, well, it also has an aluminum frame and a steel barrel. Another good thing with Berettas is that I noticed that the finish, I've always seen that the finish, the coating, that very special bluing it comes with, doesn't lose its color. It's very rare for a Beretta to lose its color. It looks, it feels of very high quality. It looks and feels of very high quality. Well, and why do I have a Taurus here if we're talking about Beretta? Simply because in Brazil, Taurus bought the Beretta factory and started manufacturing its clones. In the 90s, around then, Taurus started manufacturing semi-automatic pistols. And since it was the same machinery, Well, they are practically clones, okay? They are cloned Beretta 92s, like the Taurus. And here I have one I got somewhere, model PT917, which if you look closely at both of them, the slide also has the cut on top, the exposed barrel, the system for stripping the pistol is the same. Differences are that the Taurus comes with a Picatinny rail to mount accessories. This Beretta doesn't have it. The front sight of the Taurus is removable. You can see the cut there, while the front sight on the Beretta is part of the slide. If you want to add tritium night sights here, you have to have a good gunsmith, a good shop, drill the little hole here to insert the tritium there, the night sight, right? The night sight. Both have a fixed barrel too. The barrel doesn't drop when the gun cycles. And a very important feature, which is different from one pistol to the other, is that the safety of the gun, that external safety, on the Beretta is on the slide, while on the Taurus, it's on the frame. Here I give it a better, I like it better being here on the frame and not on the slide, because there have been many cases of people who, when racking the slide, have accidentally applied the safety, meaning doing this, grabbing here, the safety here, they've accidentally pushed it down and then they rack the slide, but the gun is left with the safety on, right? When they load the gun is left with the safety on accidentally. It has happened many times, and that's why it seems to me that it's a better design, the Taurus one. I'm saying better design, only speaking of the safety, not the rest of the pistol, the safety, right? Because here there isn't as much of a possibility of you affecting the safety when you load your pistol, all right? My friends, if that's all for now, I ask you, do you also know something about Beretta pistols that we haven't mentioned here? Let us know down here in the comments. And as always, you know, we all learn. Any questions, any concerns, let us know. We are here to serve you. My name is Jaime, President and founder of the AlphaCalibre Agency for Investigation, Security, Firearms Training, and Online Gunsmithing. Thank you very much. See you next Saturday.